nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. Vow to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's going on, Fleece?
How you doing, big brother?
Doing pretty good, man. First, I want to congratulate you. We talked about it on the live, being invited to do an episode with Drewski up in Florida. I think that's pretty big. I think it shows you come a long way, and I also think people starting to notice you even more, and the importance of your message and how you can help the youth and other people down that right track. What you think about that? Do you ever think something like this will happen?
Yeah. Sooner or later, I knew something would eventually happen. I proceed with caution and with gratitude, appreciation for opportunity. You know, opportunity usually come to people that keep trying, that don't give up. And that's what I do. I keep trying, and I don't give up. So, I already got a question for me.
I do. It's really based off of something that you've talked about on here before, and I've come up with a theory. I could be wrong, but I just want you to explain it to me. Maybe I've never been to prison, so maybe I'm kind of looking at it from the wrong angle. Black men, it's the biggest percentage of prisoners are inmates in prison. And I'm pretty sure that number is also the biggest percentage of returning inmates once they get out. The percentage is bigger. They go back more often. You told me something before about the booty bandits and the violence against men in there when power comes into play, when they overtake another man for whatever reason. You told me young white men are looked at as almost a prize.
Okay.
Like people are, the booty bandits, and they see a young white boy, and it's almost like it's a white woman almost to them.
Yeah.
So would that, now listen to my theory, would that be the reason black men, it seems like black men don't mind going back to prison because they're not really threatened like we think they are, like maybe the white man is?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. You see, they man going to prison, but when they on the streets, they get caught up into the fast life and get lost in it. And before you know it, they locked up. And they like, to their own self, they be like, damn, why didn't I listen to so-and-so, I did so. And they go to prison. Now, when they get in prison, they would rather trust a white boy more than a black, because in white boys, they really keep things a secret. They real discreet with it. You know, you can freak with them, and they won't say nothing about it. Black people, they want to brag about it. Man, I split his butt, man, I split it. Oh man, juices were flowing out of that butt. Oh God. Then he leaned his head back, and I just all over his face, take this. And then they get around. And then when they get in arguments, sisters get in arguments with men, you know, go on somewhere, you nasty sister. You didn't say it when you was giving me some head. Everybody like, whoa, what? And he said, no, I'm gonna whoop him. And so what, he whooping? But we know what he said, even though we didn't see it. We know there was truth in it. And so that's how it goes. I mean,
so why are men returning to prison at an alarming rate?
Because they are misinformed. Like in the prison, they got these clubs, these groups. 6 months in one, knock 6 months off your sentence. Teach you re-entry into society. How to get a job, fill out a resume, how to present yourself, how to sell yourself, how to work towards goals and all this. And these programs that they got, that's what they are called, programs. They are missing 3 most important ingredients. The truth, what's going on right now, and how hard it is out here. They don't teach the inmates that. They don't prepare them for that. They don't prepare them for sit there and tell them straight up, look, let me tell you what's going on out there in society, first of all. How many people walking around poor, can't pay their bills, looking for jobs, can't get a job. And you got 4 or 5 more years to do. Get you a trade, get this and that. Teach them all the pitfalls and the downfalls. They don't prepare them for that. So when they get out, in prison, everything's free. Your cable, your internet,
Food,
your food, your clothes, your soap, toothbrush, your medication. Imagine that, your medication being brought to you, on a daily basis. You can just do like that in prison. Here come the nurses. So, when they get out, now they got bills. They got people that'll tell them, if you want to stay here, you got to share the bills. You got to put in the same work. You got to put in half. You got to get a job. And when they go try to get a job and go through all that temp service stuff and see how difficult it is, and when you do get called out on a job, how the co-workers are, the atmosphere, they can't handle all of that. And they say, forget it. And they go back. You see all their friends riding around in these cars, people that didn't go to prison. That would someday end up, They want to be just like them, take a chance, take a shortcut. Police is waiting on them. I mean, you got police that sit back. They go to school to learn how to catch people. They go through training. In a year-long training. Even when they policemen on the street, they still go through training. And when they see somebody, the police will sit back, rocking his chair, say, hey, y'all, guess what? Fleece Johnson just got out on the streets. In case y'all don't know who he is, and they'll say all that. And we heard he riding around in a brand new Bugatti.
Bugatti, huh?
Yeah, and we all know how much a Bugatti costs. Can somebody tell me where he get that money? And they'll start there. And next day, I won't even know that I'm being investigated. Bam, I'm busted. Everything I got, they took. I mean, It's happening, man. And these girls out here, I learned from a lot of inmates when I was locked up why they was coming back. It's a woman. And girls will put pressure on them. And girls with the good bodies, with the booties and hips and stuff.
Are they putting pressure on them, or is it just pressures from being a responsible citizen once you get out of here? Because you didn't have kids, so I can imagine. Well, I can't imagine, but me just putting my brain in somebody else's head. You go to prison for a while, you get out, and now that 2 or 3 year old child is 14, 15 years old, and you hadn't been able to take care of them or provide, you get out, and now everybody's looking at you like, you know, you need to take care of your kids. So is it pressure from that?
Yeah, pressure from that too. And especially when you want to take care of your kids, and then you look at your own situation. You ain't even got you an apartment yet. You gonna have to put money into that, and you ain't gonna have money to give your child. Then you gonna try to figure out, man, I need another job. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, because now you coming from a situation where you had no freedom to come out here in the free world and work 2 jobs, which is gonna feel, I would think, it would feel like you really don't have a social life still, because now you gotta work 2 jobs and then sleep. That's your whole day.
And the main thing is to have backing, like what they call support. If you ain't got the right support out here, people that can keep you positive. You got a lot of people out here who tell you straight up, they don't care if you where you came from. What family member you are to them. They'll tell you straight up, get out. Because you eating up the food, you ain't paying no bills. Get out.
Since
and then you try to get somebody to take you somewhere to get a job, they come out with, I need gas in my car. You ain't even got gas. You just look, man, I'll take care of you when I, get on my feet. No, I can't do that. I need gas money. You know, I mean, it's so much, then they just say, you know what? I tried a good way. It didn't work. So
how long did you try the good way?
they ain't gonna try it too long. They gonna just get back into it. Go either sell dope or get back into the street, robbing, killing, taking contracts. That I've heard that's an easy upcoming now. Contract. Come up quicker.
So what you saying is, from what I'm hearing, when you said, you know, they bring you your medication, everything's free, I'm pretty sure it's clockwork. It's on time every day. You go eat at the same time.
Yeah.
You go do everything at the same time every day because it's structured. So you telling me when you get out, you don't have structure?
No, you don't.
Okay, so what would be the fix for that? In my mind, let me tell you what I'm thinking. And I done ran this across other inmates before, and they got kind of upset about it. To me, it sounds like maybe if you don't have the support from your family, that you should stay in state care longer. Like a state facility. A state facility, maybe with work release.
No.
Why not? Because you telling me the problem is structure. So you tell me why. See, you're an ex-inmate, so you gonna say no. But somebody like me that's never been in there, I'm thinking that's the fix. But go ahead.
That's what the problem is. Somebody like you that ain't never been there make a decision. You know, being put in position to make decisions on people who have been there. Like me.
That's not doing right when you get out.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
Okay.
When inmates get out of prison, they want to feel free. Going to these halfway houses, they got worse rules than prison, some of them. Tell you when you can't go outside, you can't walk down the street. Now, you got your freedom, but you are still told what you can't do. Then you got family come up there to visit and wanting to take you somewhere, and it gets complicated. And then you got a parole officer running his mouth. Then you do get a job. Then you got to pay 25% of your gross to your halfway house. Then you gotta pay your PO. Then you feel like everybody's like they pimping you.
Well, I guess you used to paying bills.
No, not like that. And you work for that, and you shouldn't even have to pay them people a damn thing. But you pay the halfway out because that's a roof over your head.
Yeah, that's why you should pay them.
So.
And it offers structure. Because what we talking about, you saying that when people get out, they don't have support, they go right back. So why not give them the structure, but give them work release and even some social time, but still give them the structure. And of course you got to pay for it. Because if you out on your own, you got to pay bills.
Yeah, but
you got to get used to it too if you've been getting something free for 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah, but if you really look at it, imagine I'm paying a halfway house $600 a week. That's what I was paying. In my job, I'm making $26 an hour. They supposed to get more than that. 25% of my gross is more than that. I said, they're going to take $600, I ain't giving them nothing. That's a lot of money, man. To be...
The cartels are always hiring.
You was paying $2,400 a month?
Yeah.
That's excessive. I will say that.
Yeah, it is, very. But I paid it, and they wasn't happy. But here's the thing. They got... branches out here that will try to cause you to fail. This support system that you talk about, they can have one built, but it's like it's for who they want it to be for. It ain't for everybody. It's for who they select it to benefit. You know, and I done seen it, man. I done seen discrimination and all that stuff.
Mm.
You know, so some people just go back to they feel like, man, my life was better.
In a cage.
My life was better when I was in the streets. Even though it led to me going to a cage, I'm gonna be a little more careful this time.
And try the same thing?
Yeah, and still go back. But they don't want to give up. They know what life is like when you try to go right. They know how mean people is. They know how hard it is to get an opportunity. And the sacrifices and it's like torment. You know, when you say to yourself, I'm done, man. I'm not going to steal. I ain't going to sell drugs. I ain't going to do nothing wrong. I'm going to do everything right by the book. When you go that route, boy, it's tough. It's tough for a while. It's tough for a while. It is.
Well, I will say that that most black men and where we from do something illegal or something that can send them to jail. along the way of from teenager to an adult. I will say it, so I'm not saying anybody is better. But once you've been and you get out, struggling shouldn't be what's sending you back mentally. It should be out here in the free world, you gotta keep doing what you gotta do. Going back shouldn't even be an option after you done did that type of time and you done gave up your freedom away from your friends, family, and just the freedom of life.
I tell you what, there was a song that the rapper Boosie put out, and he made a statement in that about he would rather be broke out here than in the penitentiary.
And be rich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And so there's a lot of people took that statement to heart, man. And a lot of people bring it up in the hood when I run into them. People that I knew at one time was ballers. You know, now they walk around bumming and stuff. And they done came out of prison. They like, man, I'm not going back, man. You know, Boosie this, Boosie that. I said, all right. Stay strong.
Shouldn't that be how it is?
Yeah, it is. And, yeah, they don't want to go back.
The cartels are always hiring.
But when you,
Here you go with a but. But what? Because there shouldn't be no but. Once you put a but in there, once you put an option of going back in there, then you kind of lose yourself and you accept what comes with it. That shouldn't even be an option of going back.
well, people learn. The most important thing I think in life to learn is learn who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Learn who you are. I mean, when I say who you are, I don't mean who people want you to be. I ain't saying like you go to the training in the military and you stand up and say, I'm a Marine, I'm a Navy man, I'm an Army man. Now I'm saying know who you are. When I'm saying that, I mean, are you of the good seed or the bad seed? It's two seeds in this world, man. Which one are you? You know, the good or the bad, right? And
It's not permanent though. It don't have to be.
now what I'm saying is when you learn who you are, like for instance, you got serial killers that they never caught. People, these are the serial killers that was committed to being who they were. They were the type that embraced, this is me, this is what I was born to do, this is the only life I will ever know, is this life, doing this. And them type that you don't catch. You got a lot of people out there killing, and really, you can interpret them to be devils or killers, but you got a lot of people doing wrong that is of the good seed. They done been deceived or tricked to do something wrong, but that don't make them who taught them like them. But my thing is this. You got to learn who you are. You know.
When you got out of prison, when you first got out, why was crime even on your mind?
When I stand by this, I'll tell you why.
After doing 41 years, why was crime on your mind?
I tell you what I did do. I'm out of prison. I'm in the store.
How long was you out?
About a month. I'm in the store. I got plenty of money in my pocket. I mean Benjamins. I'm swole up. I got a little stack, and I can buy whatever I pick up in the store. That's what type of money I had. And I picked up something and put it in my pocket. And I walked out.
Why?
Okay, just let me finish talking. I walked out, and I had every intention to keep that, and I started saying, hold up. What sense does it make? You got money to pay for it, and you gonna steal it. So I went back in the store and I put it back. But I did do that. And I learned from that sometimes it stays in you if you allowed to. You know that I don't know what to call it. I ain't gonna call it a disease, but I'm gonna call it a failure, man. I mean, you get out of prison, sometimes we get out of prison with attitudes.
Just mad at everybody.
Yeah, we mad. I mean, we put ourselves in there, but we ain't looking at that. We're looking at people left us for dead. Nobody wanted to send money, and
nobody owed you that.
Yeah, but we feel they did.
Mm-hmm.
And we get out, we see corruption all around us.
You mean you see people doing wrong all around?
People doing all wrong all around us. And all on the job, off the job, in the news, from the White House all the way down. And we see all this corruption, man, and we like, hold up, man. I'm not gonna starve out here. I work if I can get a job. If I can't, I'm back in the streets. Get it the way I can get it, however. But when I think about it, I do what I call social economics. It's something it's a title I gave it. It didn't come out of a book or nothing. I call it social economics. When you study the economy, the people, and the way your economy is set up, well, we got grocery stores, we got Kroger's, we got all these restaurants, Long John's, KFC, Wendy's, McDonald's, Tumbleweeds, and a whole bunch of Subways, and then you look at the people that rides on the garbage trucks. You got people passing out your mail, working for Amazon, and you look at how your economy is set up, so you ask yourself a question. If you gave every one of them $5 million, do you actually think they would still work at McDonald's, on the back of garbage trucks, working for Wendy's. No, they'll quit. This economy will collapse. So as sad as it is, the social part of it is we gotta have poor people. They the ones that do the jobs rich people don't do, and middle class people don't do. They the ones that gonna pick the garbage up. They the ones gonna pass your mail out, put the packages on your front porch, and serve you when you hungry, driving down the road, stop at a fast food restaurant. They the ones that gonna serve you. We got to have them. You know, so the balance of it is they do deserve to be given raises, and one of them. You know, keep them there, but you got to know the social economics of things. I learned all that from penitentiary.
Okay, I wanna know the math, the frame of mind. You did 41 years, you out a month with a pocket full of money. You walk in a store, pick up a pack of gum or whatever it is, put it in your pocket. Walk out, which means that you already stole it. You done already went out the door.
And every intention.
The simple fact that you could have been locked up for a stick of gum with $1,000 in your pocket or more, whatever you got in your pocket, money period in your pocket to pay for it. What's that mindset? What tells you I can pick this up and walk out of here and take a chance of going back to prison after I just did 41 years? What tells you I can take a chance of stealing this stick of gum, walking out of here with a pocket full of money, with money to pay for it, and even take that chance of going back to jail?
I cannot use that item yet.
What's the mental? What's going through your mind when you do that?
It's excitement.
To go back to prison?
Now to get back into that life.
Okay, so that leads me to believe
Prison is like you don't care.
you didn't care about it. When you picked up that stick of gum,
No, I didn't care about prison.
you didn't care about going back to prison.
No.
Why? After being out a month, smelling this good air out here, looking at these women, partying a little bit, doing what you want to do because you're free. Why didn't you care about going back? Why did you pick up that stick of gum? And that's what I mean by taking the option of going back to prison off the table. And we're having this discussion for the young people. You have to take that option off the table. That option cannot be on the table. But I want to know your thinking after you did 41 years. Why was that option still on the table?
Part of me, at that time, a part of me still wanted to get back into the life of the streets. You know, where I don't care, where I can just do what I want. Don't care about no consequences.
So you wanted to go back to prison?
Not wanted to go back to prison, but wanted to live as I wanted to live.
Okay, with the option of prison on the table.
Yeah, not caring about it.
So you wanted to go back to prison?
No, I wanted to go back. I didn't care.
If you went back?
I didn't, look, you don't want to go back, but you You don't have it in your heart at the moment. See, that's what takes the joy away from it, is for you to anybody that's in the crime don't want to look like they cowards, afraid of doing whatever the code of the street is, right?
But isn't it like having sex with a woman without a condom but not wanting kids? Because it's a good possibility you're going to get her pregnant if you don't wear condoms.
Right. I'm not disputing on it. I'm telling you the mindset. Now, what the consequences of what it leads to, it always do. You know, you got a whole prison system that'll tell you the same thing. I had a plan. Look where you at. So much for your plan. So your mindset is not that you want to go to prison. Your mindset is you're gonna take a gamble.
That means you want to go.
Nah, you're gonna gamble. You don't want to go, but you're gonna take the risk. I'm gonna get my money this way. I know if I get caught, what